talking about Teague, like Teague, like Nesmith died so Teague could live. Like, I honestly think that's where his minutes went.
Oh, for real.
You know?
And I don't know how I feel
true.
about it. Damn.
He's gone.
Wait, what'd you say?
I don't get it.
Nesmith
He's a
died.
point guard, though.
I know, but I'm saying like those bench minutes and the score, you know, he's gone. He lost them. You know, like Teague was in exile and he's come back. And Nesmith is gone. And I know he's more of a point, but again, I think that's all of a sudden there's a little bit more trust in Teague. And it's like, I'll get my offense out of this. The kid's not cutting it. And we talked about Teague last show, but man, it's depressing that he went from 25 minutes a night and the first guy off the bench to 7-0-0. I mean, at this point, you have to think.
He got his chance, John, and you were freaking out for weeks because he wasn't playing at all. They gave him 3 weeks, and the ball was getting stuck. It was just another guy who was running in the corner.
He sucked. He did not make the most of his minutes. He hustled. He hit the floor. He played some defense. He just stood in the corner. He didn't do anything on offense. He looked scared. He looked tentative. It's a bummer. I'm more depressed that they're not trying to get more out of it, or that Brad came to the realization that I don't know that this kid's going to give us anything, which is a bummer. And with and again, I know I'm more bullish than most, but with Romeo coming back theoretically after the All-Star break, I really do think Romeo is going to give you something here. I don't think it's going to be Gordon Hayward replacement, but I think he's going to play. I think he's going to be in the rotation.
They need defense, and
he plays defense. And I think, again, this is again why I love guys like this. I know he looked lost last year. He didn't look good last year at all, but this is a guy who was a top 3, top 4 high school recruit 2 years ago. One of the most highly regarded players heading into college in the nation. Like, he has a pedigree. There's something in there that, you know, that he has. He's a scorer. He's a basketball player. I'm dying to see it. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still in the same camp of that. You play Nesmith and just see what happens. But I don't think you go into a game against the Clippers where like you have to get Nesmith on the floor, right? I'm very selective in that way. I don't think you put him in situations where you're facing top tier offenses or, you know, top notch juggernauts against the Lakers or those kind of matchups. But everyday games, you know, why not? I still think he should get his reps in and get more comfortable out there.
Yeah, and Sunday was shocking. Bobby, because Brown was out.
In the beginning, Bobby, what we were asking for was consistently. He shouldn't go again. He went that stretch where we had the graphic on the screen. He went 7 games playing 2 minutes total. Then was the first guy off the bench for 5 or 6 games, and now he's in no man's land again. Just get the kid in 8, 10, 12 minutes a game and work through it a little bit. Put him in spots, run some sets, get him confident, get him playing a little bit. This hot and cold thing is really weird.
I think it is weird. Weird's a good way to put it. I don't keep a good eye on like every other team's rotations and whatnot, but I do feel like it's strange to go from like a basically DMP to, like you said, like first guy off the bench, getting 25 minutes, playing crunch time, getting, you know, lost on Luka Doncic's game-winning shot, and then relegated to, you know, the tackle fall treatment again, where, you know, he doesn't play.
Yeah.
So it is weird, those like massive swings, and I don't know if that's just Brad Stevens, you know, just trying to see what works and just going with the guy and sticking with him for that game. Maybe playing a guy like Nesmith 6 or 7 minutes doesn't do anything to help Nesmith or the Celtics. I mean, I thought playing him a little bit, getting his feet wet and getting comfortable would be better than. I honestly think I would rather see him get 8 to 10 minutes than see him get 25 minutes.
But it's bonkers. It was, you know, the last few games was 0-0. Before that, 7-14. Then before that, 22, 27, 20, 21, 24, 29. The game before that was.
Do anything.
I'm not saying he did. It's just strange, the usage.
But it's like.
I know he didn't do anything. Yeah.
But it's like maybe Brad Stevens is like,
strange team.
Why am I going to play you 25 minutes a game if you're going to stand there and not do anything and make Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown do even more than they already have to do?
He was terrible.
That's one of the guys I think Brad Stevens was like basically saying, like, do something. Or if you're not going to do something, then you're not going to play. So I don't
I don't think a rotation like that lends itself to being a consistent team, but it's what they have. And this is why I'm screaming and yelling every show for a move. Reliability, consistency, guys that you can play game in and game out. If they had a reliable third wing, Nesmith would never play ever, and we'd understand it. We'd be like, all right, there's just better guys in front of them. But right now, they have to try everything every single game. And I know people freak out about Semi Ojeleye and Javonte Green and some of these other guys, but they have an ounce of reliability. Like, even if it's just an ounce, like, they know that they can at least be in the right spots on defense, and they can make cuts and hit some of the threes. Yeah, like,
but yeah.
They did what they needed to with Nesmith for right now. And again, like, you don't have to call him a bust after year one. Like, it is what it is.
I'm not calling him a bust. I'm not calling him a bust.
I'm saying just for anybody who's kind of feeling that way because he's not in the rotation right now. It's a weird year. It's a weird team. And they have to be all over the place a little bit. And that's why I push back so hard against the fire Stevens and heat on Stevens stuff. This is just the situation he has, and they're making pretty good use of it.
Like I said, from the get-go, of course, Semi is solid in the same way, and again, Semi is safe the same way Tristan is safe, the same way. Right. But you're looking at ceiling, it's going to come from within. You either unlock something you have in some other players, or you play the Jags and you are who you are.
You might lose a lot more games doing that, though.
It doesn't matter. You go to the playoffs relying on Semi Ojeleye and Tristan Thompson to be playing 25, 30 minutes because you trust them more than you trust other people. You're a first-round exit. Guarantee. Okay?
I think you would be either way.
But that's the thing is you're looking to actualize your ceiling or your potential. And that was the goal behind playing Nesmith, which is he's a guy you drafted with the 14th pick in the first round. Theoretically, he should be able to come in and help you.
I gave you guys this out.
It's obvious.
Choose one direction or the other to me. You're sitting in the middle. Either add and pad and bury those young guys, or go the other direction, ramp them up and trade some of these veterans. Like, you got to do one or the other. Because right now, is Brad wrong for this? Like, playing it safe, going with reliability, winning these games?
I don't know. I'm not going to say
it's the coach's job to win the games.
Yeah, so that's why I'm not super anti what's going on right now, because this is a tough year for rookies. A very, very tough year for rookies. They had no off season, they had no camp, they've had no preseason essentially. They're just thrown into the fire here and expected to contribute or perform well on a good team is not easy. So honestly, I feel like this is almost like a lost year for a guy like Nesmith. We're lucky that Pritchard looks like he is, for whatever reason, a lot more prepared for the NBA game than Nesmith was. So everyone, I guess, is just, prepared differently. Let me just finish that. I don't think that means that Nesmith is a lost cause or a bust. I just think that he might not be that useful to the team this year. If you're a team that's trying to win this year, which the Celtics are, then Semi Ojeleye, we know who Semi Ojeleye is, but he probably can help you win more than Nesmith can. And honestly, he's probably playing more minutes than he should, but when Marcus Smart comes back, and if you get one more guy at the deadline, Semi probably fits very nicely into the role that will be carved out for him, and he's going to deserve those minutes over Nesmith. Now, if Romeo ever comes back, this is like the thumb or the wrist that, like, never heals. I don't know if he's going to come back with a robotic one, but if he does, then maybe that's the guy who slides into that role. So I don't know how much more Nesmith you're going to see this year. But I think, if he gets a full offseason, in the training facility, working with whoever, then, maybe he comes back a more polished off type player and ready to contribute.
But so my question to you guys, though, is it a Nesmith issue? Is it a Brad issue? Is it a rookies in the NBA this year issue? Like, would Brad be playing Sadiq Bey right now?
I think it's the latter.
I
think it's the third. I mean, I think obviously every single rookie is unique in that way, right? Depending on what team they're going to fulfill a void. But in this aspect, I just feel like, okay, what makes it most frustrating, this whole Nesmith thing, is it's not one of those situations where you see a talented young shooter who is going to need to be gradually, put into the rotation and all that. I mean, yeah, little by little, it's going to take some time, but does anyone not see him seeing it all click in a month or so?
No, it's not going to in a month.
No,
but listen,
I don't mean a month from today, Jimmy. I mean like a solid month of really playing him, and then come postseason, he just becomes maybe not a 20-minute guy, but someone you can rely on just to lock down the perimeter when you need it. Because the Celtics are still giving up way too many 3-pointers, and you need someone out there. Everyone is looking at Nesmith as strictly a shooter, which is, of course, you need some of that as well. But the defense goes a long way as well.
He's not there defensively, and this isn't a team that can afford to just play 5-on-4 for
Remember the Mavericks game?
30 minutes a game just because you want this guy to take the training wheels off. Like, Sadiq Bey is on the Detroit freaking Pistons. You play that guy 35 minutes a game. Nobody gives a shit if you win or lose.
I get that, Jimmy, but it's not like the bench is stacked, man. Like, the second unit, like,
it's not. I agree.
So why not plug him into a void that you need?
They tried.
I think I know, and that's like we're killing them for something that they did, and they gave them
long enough.
And
we're not killing him.
Again, I don't want to see him tonight. I don't want to see Nesmith tonight.
We're not killing him, Bobby. I'm lamenting it. It's a bummer that it happened. Yeah. He got all of these minutes and didn't make the most of them, and now he's gone again. It's like almost like I feel like he's done for the year at this point. Like I may be, but when you get Smart back and when you get Romeo back, I have no idea if Nesmith sees the court ever again. Like
this goes back to my thing,
right?
Too.
He might not.
That's how I feel.
That's why I'm bummed. I'm bummed it failed.
That's how I feel about Teague. Like if Smart comes back. And if Romeo gives you something, we're not going to see.
Gone. Yeah, he's gone. And we'll all be in a happier spot if they add a reliable veteran, the team's healthy, and the rotations speak for themselves. Because honestly, at this point, why are we even talking about developing a rookie with this team? Like the star power that they have, the stage.
Yo, John, you want to develop Romeo? He's a rookie, man. Like you really think last year means anything? Like that guy's a rookie.
Develop. It's like I said, look, again, to use
the main red clause should be up and active.
To use other sports analogies, like, if I've got a guy in the pen, if I got a guy in the pen who throws 97 and he's a little bit wild, I want to see if he can come in and get some guys out because at least he throws 97 miles an hour. I don't want the guy coming out there painting corners, hoping he's friggin' got his stuff that day. Like, I feel like all of these guys are like just fine enough to survive with. But again, you want something more. You want to reach a higher threshold. So you want guys with star pedigrees to eventually be able to actualize their potential to get you there. So I'm not saying force the issue if they suck and you're losing games left and right. I'm saying if they're going to get beyond where they're headed right now, it's coming from within, and it's not coming with more Semi Ojeleye and Grant Williams minutes. It's not happening.
We're on the same page there, John. We're on the same page there. Like I get, like I just don't. I'm not done to give up on the Nesmith experiment. This season at least. Right.
You gotta look at these situations, and Josue did. He said today's not the place or time. Ojeleye played well here. He played well in the 2 games before this. There's no knock on that. Like this is so inconsequential. I think your Rob points are good because he's actually shifting the needle a lot within these games and his minutes. But like Semi's just if he can just be like somewhere between a 0 and a 3, and tonight he was a +11. That's all they need out of that position, and like. I gotta come up with like an analogy here of an unnecessary risk just for what development that probably isn't even gonna go that far for the limited minutes he's playing.
The thing is, John's your baseball example of like the guy throwing 99. That's good for Robert Williams. That's not good for Nesmith. Nesmith's
not
a guy
right now. It's not.
Nesmith's a guy who belongs in AAA, if we're being honest. So like that guy you don't want coming into the game right now if you're a baseball team. Red Sox.
He's not playing the way he needs to either. He's playing a different style so he can fit in those limited minutes.
He's not, but he's a guy again who you drafted to be a scorer and who look again. What was the draft night? The draft night reaction was what with Nesmith?
It's just that you threw me off with the Romeo thing because you're like you sound like a prediction. Like this guy's gonna give you something. So
no, I'm saying. Anyway,
draft night, we were all pumped. We were like, they got the best shooter in the draft, blah, blah, blah.
Ready to play now, best shooter in the draft, okay? Neither of those things are true right now, and it's disappointing. I'm not saying anything can change it, but the idea was he's played college for 2 years. He's more mature. He can come in, and he shoots all day, meaning you give him an ounce of daylight, and he shoots. He's the best pure shooter in the draft. And he can't even get a shot off. Playing 24 minutes in a night and getting 0 field goals. Like, what is going on there? It's unbelievable. So anyway,
that's a mentality thing.
But that's it. The idea was he was supposed to be able to come in and help because he had one skill, and that skill was extremely valuable to this team, a necessity. So in a team that needs spacing and shooting, to not be able to find some value in this guy is maddening. That's all. And again.